September 11, 2001, began as a picture-perfect Tuesday in New York City. Clear skies, busy streets, and the hum of daily life. No one suspected that, above them, a plan was unfolding that would change history. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, shattering the morning calm. Confusion reigned. Many thought it was a tragic accident. News cameras captured the smoke billowing from the tower, but the true horror was yet to come. 17 minutes later, United Airlines Flight 175 struck the South Tower, live on television. The world realized this was no accident. America was under attack. The sight of two planes hitting two towers erased any sense of security. Panic spread as people watched the symbols of American power burn against the blue sky. Across the country, millions were glued to their screens, stunned and fearful. The attack sent shockwaves through New York, Washington, and beyond. The day's normalcy was gone, replaced by chaos and terror. The events of that morning would test the nation's resilience and leave scars for generations. The world would never be the same. 4 commercial flights became weapons on September 11th, each with its own tragedy. American Airlines Flight 11, hijacked after leaving Boston, crashed into the North Tower, killing all aboard and hundreds inside. United Airlines Flight 175, also from Boston, struck the South Tower, confirming a coordinated attack. American Airlines Flight 77, departing from Washington Dulles, was turned back and crashed into the Pentagon, killing everyone on board and 125 on the ground. United Airlines Flight 93, leaving Newark for San Francisco, was hijacked last. Passengers, learning of the other attacks, fought back against the hijackers. The plane crashed in a Pennsylvania field at 10:03 a.m., never reaching its intended target, likely the Capitol or White House. The courage of Flight 93's passengers saved countless lives. Each flight left behind stories of loss and heroism. The attack struck at the heart of America's financial, military, and political centers. The world watched in horror as the events unfolded in real time. The devastation was immediate and overwhelming. The hijackers' plan was executed with chilling precision. In just a few hours, nearly 3,000 lives were lost. The nation was left reeling, forever changed. The plane impacts ignited massive fires, weakening the World Trade Center tower's steel frames. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed in seconds, sending a cloud of dust and debris through lower Manhattan. People fled as the city was plunged into chaos and darkness. 29 minutes later, the North Tower fell, erasing the skyline's iconic twin pillars. Emergency workers and survivors were caught in the devastation. The collapse left Ground Zero a wasteland of twisted steel and ash. First responders who rushed in to save others paid the ultimate price. The city's emergency systems were overwhelmed. The fall of the towers marked a turning point for New York and the nation. Recovery would be long and painful, but the spirit of the city endured. Nearly 3,000 innocent people died on September 11th from more than 90 countries. Victims included office workers, visitors, and first responders, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. The loss was felt worldwide, as families and communities mourned. At the World Trade Center, 2,753 lives were lost, including hundreds of emergency workers. The Pentagon attack killed 184, and all 40 aboard Flight 93 perished in Pennsylvania. First responders showed extraordinary bravery, many sacrificing their lives to save others. The pain of that day rippled through generations. The tragedy left a permanent scar on the nation's heart. Investigators quickly identified al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, as the force behind the attacks. Bin Laden's hatred of U.S. policies and presence in the Middle East fueled his campaign of terror. 19 hijackers, mostly from Saudi Arabia, entered the U.S. legally and trained as pilots. They blended into American life, planning the attack for years. On September 11th, they used small knives to seize control of 4 planes. Their goal to strike symbols of American power and inflict maximum fear. Al-Qaeda operated from Afghanistan, protected by the Taliban. Bin Laden issued calls for attacks against Americans worldwide. The 9/11's plot was the culmination of years of planning and previous attacks. The world now faced a new, deadly kind of threat. In the aftermath, Americans came together in grief and unity. Flags flew everywhere. Strangers comforted each other. Vigils, prayer services, and blood drives brought communities together. President George W. Bush declared a war on terror, targeting al-Qaeda and the Taliban in Afghanistan. Operation Enduring Freedom began less than a month after the attacks. The government created the Department of Homeland Security and overhauled airport security. The TSA was established, and new rules made flying safer. Volunteers from across the country rushed to help at Ground Zero. Firefighters, police, and construction workers worked side by side in the rubble. Donations of money, blood, and supplies poured in. The nation's resilience was on display for the world. In its darkest hour, America found strength in unity. The resolve to rebuild and endure was unbreakable. The spirit of 9/11 lives on in acts of courage and compassion. In the years since, conspiracy theories have challenged the official account, but experts and investigations have debunked them. The 9/11 Commission's exhaustive report confirmed al-Qaeda's responsibility and detailed security failures. The attacks led to sweeping changes in security and foreign policy. Memorials now stand at the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and in Pennsylvania. Each year, ceremonies honor the victims and heroes of that day. The legacy of 9/11 is one of loss, resilience, and remembrance. The attacks changed how people live, travel, and view security. The lessons of 9/11 are complex, but the nation's unity and courage endure. The memory of those lost inspires a commitment to a safer world. The blue sky of that September morning remains a symbol of hope and remembrance.